And of course, it's convenient, it's easy, but that does leave us vulnerable to holiday scams. And I feel like the scamming really ramps up this time of year because we're busy, we need to move fast, and frankly, we're not paying as much attention as we're balancing life, right, and getting ready for the holidays and so on. But there are some steps that we can take to avoid this problem as much as possible. Because as we showed you on Tuesday with that story about the gift card scams, these people use very sophisticated methods to try to get over on us, right, Kari?
Absolutely. It's very disgusting.
It's very disgusting. It's incredibly disappointing. But to help us out with all of this, and joining us is Paul Nebb, author of Don't Become a Cyber Scam Victim 2023 Holiday Edition. Paul, thank you so much for joining us again.
Thanks for having me with you.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start with this statistic that you shared from AARP that states, quote, nearly 75% of Americans experienced at least one type of holiday scam last year. So that's a staggering number of people. But as consumers, are we just not paying enough attention when shopping, or is it that the criminals have just become that sophisticated?
Scams are happening all the time. They're only getting worse. And the cyber scammers are only becoming more creative. The ways that they can trick you. Now this year, AI has been the big thing. And so they're able to create scams more quickly and get them out there for you to see.
That's scary that they
And
use
they are,
AI.
yeah,
Yeah.
and they're really quite creative.
We shared a story about gift cards, which you cover in your 12 steps, but that you say that not 12 steps, but the 12 scams that we need to be aware of. So let's go through each and every one of these. Let's start with fake online lookalike stores, because I almost got caught with this when I went to a .com but the company's true URL was a .biz, and I almost got
Yeah.
scammed. So talk to us about those.
So scammers, they are creating websites that look like popular places that we shop. I like Joseph Bank suits, and I almost became a victim of a scam like this because I clicked on an ad advertising a great special, and I shopped. I got a lot of clothes, put it in my cart, went to put in my credit card number. I'm like, this really isn't the right site. So you really need to be careful when you are shopping online that you're at the right site.
Okay.
Uh, Great tips to know that you're at the wrong site. Look at the URL. Also, the pricing. If it looks too good to be true, it probably is not. That really mirrors a lot of scams that we see.
I got caught with that too, now that you mention it, looking for a Coach purse. And I went to the site, I was like, how is this $35? You know what I mean? So that was my first
I've seen Tiffany. I've seen beautiful Tiffany jewelry. There's a fake site out there that you can come across. Someone would look at that site and say, "I'm going to get a gift for every life."
Right, exactly, exactly. So let's move on to your second scam that we need to be aware of, which is fake celebrity endorsements. Um, Oftentimes those look very real. They might have a picture with a celebrity. So how can we kind of save ourselves from those?
Right. So I call this the Mr. Wonderful. Shark Tank. Everyone's watching the show. There's been products that like Squatty Pot in everyone's home right now. But cyber criminals are capitalizing on this by photoshopping their products into the products of the sharks on Shark Tank. For
Oh,
instance, there's some keto berries out there online that it's a scam. It's made to look like Shark Tank. It's made to feature the sharks in their advertising, but really the sharks had nothing to do with that product.
fascinating.
Just creative marketing.
I didn't know what I was expecting, but as soon as you said they just Photoshop their products in there, that makes perfect sense. You know, I'm feeling like I'm not so smart right now because I might have fallen for one of those. Like, oh wow, look, Mr. Wonderful likes this hand lotion. It must be good. How did they get that? So let's go back a little old school. They just Photoshop themselves in or their products in. So that's something to really pay attention to. And I think that I'm sure I'm not the only person overlooking that. Let's move on to delivery notification scams because I have a few on my phone and I seem to be getting them through text message these days. What what are those about?
Right? You get a text message that says, "This is UPS. We're trying to deliver your package, but
Yep.
we're able to do so successfully. Click this link, and it's going to ask you, for your name, address. It might say that the shipper was short on payment, and ask you to pay some additional sum of money. It's a scam. Don't click links in text messages. You got to be really handle these types of things with great skepticism because it is the holiday season. We are expecting, how many times does Amazon show up to your house every day? I know
Absolutely.
at least once or twice a week. So you get one of these messages, you might say, "Oh, I ordered a package. It's the holidays." Especially now we're getting into that holiday rush. That
Yes.
everyone's trying to ship packages to have them in time for the holidays.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so you get one of these texts, you're like, I need that gaming system.
Mhm. And honestly, I think we get used to clicking on things because, to your point, it is the holiday rush. And you know what I'm constantly doing? Checking on the status of my deliveries. So I'm always clicking,
Yeah.
clicking, clicking. So it becomes, they play on the fact that we want to know where that package is, right? And we want it to arrive as soon as possible. But some of them, like the examples that you sent us like some screenshots, like from the US Postal Service, from UPS. They look very convincing.
It's not that hard to make one of those emails up. And of course, like every type of scam email, they play on your emotion. They play on the deadline, and the fact that we're really just not paying attention. And sometimes if you just take an extra moment, you can save yourself from a lot of headaches.
That's right. That's right. So now let's talk about social media marketplace scams. So are you talking about things like Facebook Marketplace?
Hey, so Facebook Marketplace, someone puts up a post saying they have extra tickets to an upcoming Taylor Swift concert. Right? You can't get tickets to that anywhere.
Right.
So you want to hop on that. But many of times these are scams. And, you know, to mirror Taylor Swift, you will never, ever, ever get back your money.
Yeah, that's right. That is so true. That is so true. And it's funny you should say that because a colleague of mine actually got scammed on Craigslist trying to get
Yeah.
tickets to a concert here at the Little Caesars Arena. And she told me the whole thing, like they sent the guy the money, her and her husband, and the person just disappeared into thin air. So yeah, you will never ever get your money back. So that's a good one to think about.
And even doing, buying a physical, thinking you're buying a physical product, do that, cash exchange in person. Do it, meet them at the mall, meet them at I know my local police department has a social media, meetup area so that you can do this transaction safely.
Yeah, that's a good idea. And
And
if you can
don't
take
pay
it,
till you get the product.
that's right. Don't pay till you get the product. Do a quick cash exchange, and don't do it at your home. Just go somewhere else. A third place. Maybe even if it's a busy coffee shop. But I do like your idea too, because I have heard of different police departments having designated areas for these kind of exchanges. Yeah, because hopefully no one is bold enough to try to pull a scam at the actual police station. So let's move on to gift card scams. So we did shared a story about gift card scams, about how the scammers were able to take the gift cards from the store, basically steal them, take the money out of them, extrapolate the money, and then somehow take those gift cards and put them back in the store. What is this about? And why even take them back to the store? I'm so confused.
You don't need to take it out of the store. Scammers, they'll go into Target, Best Buy, where they have those large racks of different store gift cards. They'll scan the numbers on the back of the card and sit on them, wait for someone like you to come along and activate that card. They're monitoring for that card to get a balance on it, and within minutes of that card being activated, the balance is gone. So you want to always make sure that the gift card, when you take it out of the rack, that the packaging is intact, that the back of the card where that secret extra 3 or 4 numbers are haven't been scratched off, and save the receipt from the store. right? The most
I
embarrassing thing could be, like, you go to give someone a gift card and it turns up empty.
That's incredibly and frustrating because you know that you bought something. That one was particularly frightening to me because, as you said, they could just come in there and scan it. And I mean, who isn't giving gift cards, right? We've all got a young person in our lives or a friend or someone that you don't know what to purchase for them. So you give them a nice gift card to their favorite place, whether it's Starbucks or Target or whatever. Only to have someone to be able to come in and scan the money out. I mean, it blows my mind. And our conversation on our last show was, if these people took that same intelligence and applied it to something positive, I think they could do great things in this world, and instead of trying to scam people. So yeah, that one out of all of these creeped me out the most. It just made me very uneasy. But let's move on to fraudulent seasonal jobs. Now, this is one that I am not familiar with.
So it's, we're all looking for extra money right now, and kind of work from home jobs have become a little bit of the norm. So you mentioned Craigslist earlier. It's a popular site, unfortunately, for some of these kind of scams, where you'll see a work from home job, great salary. They might offer to send you money up front to set up your home office, but that check you're going to receive, it's going to bounce in your bank account 3 days later,
Wow.
and you're going to be left with overdraft fees, and you don't want that. So make sure that the company that you're interviewing with is reputable. Check them out online. Uh, Perhaps do look for an in-person interview. All of these might be telltale signs that the job is a fake.
Yeah, I see that, that could be easily something that people could get lured into because, like you said, everybody wants to make some side money. People love the idea of working from home, so there are a lot of people who are vulnerable to that. So do your due diligence, is what Paul is saying. So let's move on to fake charities. Now, these have been happening for a long time.
Americans, we're good-hearted people, and there's so much trouble going on in the world, and if we can, all we want to do is help. But these scammers, they're terrible-hearted, and they're looking to take your hard-earned cash. Um, we've seen stories of fake GoFundMe's or lookalike scams to mirror reputable charities like the American Heart Association, American Cancer Association. If you want to donate to a charity and you're doing so online, most charities that are nonprofit organizations, their website will end in
Like .org.
.org. Yeah,
Right, right. So just
that's
pay attention. And they have a lot of advertisements online too, kind of like what you described with the suit website that you went to. Like you can click on an ad, and the ads are strategic to try to get you to go to these fake websites, which is a little shocking.
they are investing in their business, these scammers, and
Yeah.
it's our job as consumers to have to sniff out these scams. Unfortunately,
Yeah, you're right. You're right. So let's talk about holiday travel and online airfare scams. I think I've come across some of these fake websites, Paul. Again, the price was just too good to be
it's
true.
it's getting cold outside. We want to get away.
Yeah.
Go to Cancun, Orlando. It's Hawaii, but websites online offering luxe accommodations or you know ultimately too good to be true prices. You want to make sure to confirm your reservation directly with the hotel, with the airline, if you're booking on one of these third-party sites. There's even been instances where the scammers will create phone numbers and answer the phone pretending to be the airline or the hotel. So the phone number you receive in the email, don't call that number. Go look up the direct number to Hilton or Delta and call them and confirm that what you think you've purchased is actually legitimate. Airbnb, the same thing.
Follow up, do your due diligence. Because I think we get very comfortable on certain sites. Maybe we've used them 10 times before already, but that doesn't mean that we don't run into a scammer the next time that we use it. So I couldn't agree with you more. So let's talk about scam online gift exchanges. I'm not so familiar with these.
You go on social media, a promise, you give a gift to someone else, and in return, you get 12 gifts back because it's a gift giving circle. These are scams. You don't want to, go giving gifts anonymously. If you want to do that, go donate to a charity. Expect nothing in return. And if you fall for one of these social media gift exchange scams, you will get nothing in return.
That's right. That's right. And it's kind of sad to me in a sense, because when I think of this, I think that maybe someone just wants to be generous and be good to someone else, or maybe they're lonely and they want to be a part of a gift exchange and feel like, they're having kind of a bigger holiday than what they would normally have. So I feel like these scams really play on people's emotions.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. All right, well,
Those
let's
who are
talk.
lonely, those who need that extra contact.
Yeah, it just seems so low down. There's no other way for me to put it. Let's talk about fake order confirmations, because these are a little different than the delivery notification scams.
It's really popular right now, especially around tech products. You get an email, it looks like it's from Apple saying, you know, congratulations on your new iPad purchase. And then you're like, I didn't buy an iPad. I don't want my credit card charged for an iPad. So it says in the email, if you want to cancel this order, call this number. You're going to call that number. You're going to talk to the scammer, and the scammer's going to say, "Oh, no problem. I'm very sorry. I'm going to refund your money so that we send your money back to the right place. What's your credit card number?"
Oh boy. Okay.
So
That would
always
that would suck me in.
always make sure that they know your credit card number if they're going to give you back a refund. And if you're skeptical about a charge that might appear on your credit card, you want to call your credit card company using the phone number on the back of the card.
Yeah, and get that sorted away right away, because that sounds like something that could easily happen. You would call immediately and say, "Wait, I didn't order this. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. What was that credit card number again?" Again, very psychological, very clever, very, very smart. So, Paul, what are some final words you'd like to leave us with, or some pro tips that you want to make sure that our audience gets as they continue their holiday shopping?
The key here is education, so we can put the scammers out of business.
That's right. We need to put them out of business. Enough is enough. Enough is enough. And all the scammers out there, let's hope that they find a legitimate business, because clearly you're very smart people. Find a legitimate business to get in. Well, hopefully these tips have definitely helped me, and hopefully they'll help our audience be more aware and avoid these kind of scams as much as possible as we finish up our holiday shopping. Paul, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Have a great day.
You too. Thank you.
It's just
It's a lot of work.
for
That's a lot of work.
for
and a lot
Paul
of
to be
energy.
able to come up with 12 is already a problem. Just
It is.
by the way, just as an aside, while you were doing this, I came up with I call them the 12 tips of griftmas.
That's a good one.
So,
the 12 gifts of grip. Yes. Yes.
So but
Yes.
again, there are at least 12 ways that
Yep.
people are trying to steal from
money.
others
Yes.
that don't have it like that.
And it's terrible. Why would you? Here are the ones that really get to me. Let's go to number 11. Scam online gift exchanges. Why are you doing people like that?
Right.
The elderly,
Yeah.
maybe they're empty nesters. Maybe they don't have, their husband or wife around anymore.
That's right.
The kids are all gone. You just want to feel like you're part of something.
And they might have only recently just tried to get online because they might have avoided it before, and this is a way
right.
that you could bring them. It's
That's
really
right.
sad.
It's real. It is so disappointing to me because, I guess there's no honor among thieves, right?
Sure.
So it's one thing to be like a pickpocket.
Yeah.
All right, you're a pickpocket. Not a good thing. But to play on people's emotions, to get as much as possible. That's the part that just feels. How do the kids put it? That's a real ick, as the kids
yeah.
say. Fake charities.
That's gross.
Wrong. That's gross. That's a good way to put it. The ones that are really tricky are the fake online lookalike stores, Because, so are you familiar with this bag called Telfar?
Yeah.
Sell out in minutes, and I mean minutes. When I say minutes, I mean like 2-3 minutes, not 15 minutes. So they'll let you know when a bag drop is about to happen, or there's
Right.
some available online. So I was late
Yeah.
clicking through, or and I was like, darn it, I missed it. It was by a couple hours. So I just hit Telfar
Yeah.
search on Google. So a site comes up, and I was like, wait, all this stuff is available. What's going on?
Right.
Then I'm clicking through, I'm like, everything is available? This site never looks like this. It's always sold out, sold out, sold out, sold out,
Sure.
and maybe like one keychain or something
Right.
like that available. And I was like, I don't think this is a real site. Come to find out, I think it's like telfar.co.
Right. Right.
Something like that, and I was on a .com, something. But I was like, wow, you were about to get me to spend some money on a bag that is not real. And I
Wait, hold on,
I
hold on.
got so excited.
And here's the thing. There would have been a bag there isn't real, or there would have been no bag whatsoever.
Preach.
Right? So it's
Thank you for the correction.
it's just amazing, like you said, the time that the effort that people put into this. I always liken it to like the neighborhood drug dealer is actually a mathematician.
That part.
They understand
Web design
how.
wizard.
So just do those things instead of ruining your community.
Maybe they're not as interesting. Maybe they're not as lucrative.
Right.
Yeah, so I almost got caught.
Yeah.
I almost got completely scammed. Like you said, there would have been no bag.
Right.
There would have been no bag. And I would have just been like trying to dispute the charge with my credit card, and that would have been the extent of it. So here we are. So hopefully these tips help all of you guys and all of us, because I know Kari and I were taking notes, because even there were a few that couldn't believe.
Right.
I'm still fascinated by the gift card scam, because I don't understand how you can scam something and scan a gift card in a store, steal all the money off of it, and then you've spent it on what, right? Conceptually, I don't understand it. And I'm sure some people know, but they're not going to give the details, because that just encourages more gift card scammers to be out here scamming. So, lessons learned today.